Welcome to the Ignite Your Life podcast. Here we interview successful people who are living a life filled with adventure, excitement and fun. Learn where they've been, explore where they are going, see what gets them out of bed in the morning, find out what drives them. We will go through their lowest points and we will look at the opportunities and possibilities that are now presenting to them. Come on a journey of ignition. I'm your host, Leanne Blaney. For more information, go to ignitepodcast.com. Let's ignite. Melissa Groom is a video marketing strategist who works with visionary entrepreneurs ready to showcase their expertise and gain vast popularity in their field online. As a visibility mentor, she empowers her clients to master confidence in front of the camera, develop clarity with their message, and monetize their passions. Melissa is the founder of the 30-Day Video Challenge and the Videopreneur School. She teaches her tribe of entrepreneurs the steps and strategies to be more visible and gain online publicity by creating and hosting their own TV shows. Hi, Melissa. Welcome to the Ignite Your Life podcast.
Hi, Leanne. Thanks for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm so excited to share your story. So shall we get started?
Sure.
All right. So do you want to tell us a bit about what's happening for you right now?
Basically, I teach entrepreneurs how to leverage the power of video to get comfortable in front of the camera so that they can share their message with the world in a way that allows them to engage and connect with their audience. It's a really powerful tool, which I absolutely love. And yeah.
Oh, that sounds exciting. I like that because that's where everything's going now, isn't it, to the video?
It absolutely is. In fact, I've been doing this for 8 years, believe it or not, and it was new back then. So people keep saying it's a new thing. It's actually not a new thing, but I guess, America always starts way ahead of us, and then it takes us a while, 3-5 years to follow suit. So, yeah. Although what I teach predominantly, helping people to create their online TV show, is absolutely something that's still very new in Australia, I should say, because it's quite big in the States. But yeah, that's what I love to do is to teach people how to have their own talk show, basically.
Oh, that's exciting. Do you find there's a lot of resistance sometimes because people don't like putting their face out there on video?
Oh, absolutely, all the time. It's not for everybody. And look, you don't need to be an extrovert to be on video. That's one thing I want people to be really clear about. Is some people might think, well, I'm quite shy, and I'm not naturally, an excitable sort of flamboyant, loud character, and you don't need to be on video. And I do get people all the time saying, "Oh, look, I can't get on video," and I think the reason why is because we've been conditioned, I guess, by the media that we have to look a certain way to actually be on TV. We have to look like a model, basically, a certain size, a certain look, the certain way that we talk and present ourselves. And it's that's not really what social media is all about. Social media is about being you, and whatever that means for you, with all your quirkiness, whatever size, shape, race, age you are, then that is absolutely perfect and fine. But people criticize themselves, for the way that they look. They won't get on camera because they've got a pimple. They won't get on camera because they're not feeling good about themselves because they're overweight. They're feeling overweight. Imagine if Oprah had have said, I'm not going to get on camera until I get to a size 10. Well, she would have never had the huge impact that she's had with millions of people all around the world. So,
yeah, that's so true. So where have you actually been? What's your story to get to this point?
Well, when my first son was born, which was 19 years ago, can't believe that. Time absolutely flies, doesn't it? I knew I wanted to be a stay-at-home mum. It's so funny what we wish for, because he was actually born with both of his kidneys were small and misshaped. So he only had 25% kidney function, and we knew from about the 7th month that he was going to need a kidney transplant. So I was like, oh, okay, well, I'm definitely going to be a stay-at-home mum then. Like, I won't be going out working as such because he'll need me to be there for him. And we ended up having 2 more children. And then my marriage ended when the kids were only 3, 5, and 6. And that was a huge, huge blow for me. And I moved away from Sydney where I had grown up, and to start a new life up here on the Tweed Coast. And basically I just needed to reinvent myself. And I thought, well, I'm on my own now. I need to do something where I can have an online business, but I just don't know how. So I went to some networking groups to mix with other women who'd had their own business, and I was so inspired by them, and happened to come across a lady who was running a video marketing course called Pam Brosman and Steve Brosman in Sydney. And I thought, right, I'm going to do that video marketing course. I have absolutely no idea what I'm going to use it for, but I'll give it a go. And it wasn't until I was up at Ronald McDonald House while Nicholas was having his recovering from his kidney transplant, which, by the way, has been exceptionally successful. 7 years down the track now, he's doing very well and working full-time and loving life.
Oh, wonderful.
He actually asked me, Mum, can I start a YouTube channel? And I said, what for? And he said, he was only 11. And he said, I want to do reviews on my Toy Story toys. He was absolutely obsessed with Toy Story. So I said, okay, I'm thinking that's going to be a great distraction for him while he's recovering, whatever makes him feel good. And within a couple of weeks, or it could have even been, it was probably a couple of weeks, honestly, he said to me, Mum, look at this. And he came and showed me his iPad, and he said, there's this guy in America and England, and they're all doing shout outs for me saying, hey, you've got to go check out Nick Shug's YouTube channel. He does these great reviews on Toy Story toys. And I was just like, wow. This little kid was just grown this global network of friends all around the world so quickly. And I was like, wow. I had no idea about YouTube. I had no idea about Facebook. I was on there just to meet friends. And in fact, business pages back in 2011 were very new. So I wouldn't have even thought about having a business page back then. But anyway, while I was doing my video marketing course, I was obviously Googling things and watching YouTube. And obviously Gary Vaynerchuk was very big then with Wine Library TV. He started that back in 2008. And I was watching his videos with him just in front of his laptop, sharing this wine goes with this food. And I'm like, look at all the views he's got. Like, that's insane. And I thought every night when I went down to the parenting room and I was making Nick dinner, I would talk to the other parents, and it was really sad because, I had to suppress my happiness about how well my son was doing, because a lot of the parents, I knew their children weren't going to go home, or they were just absolutely worried sick about their children. So I thought, how can I help these parents, and how can I what can I do to help them? And I thought, I can start a parenting TV show, because if people watch videos about wine, then surely they'll watch videos that can help them with their parenting for their kids. And I thought, big problem there. I'm not a parenting expert. I don't want to claim to be, because I'm really struggling in this department. And thought, well, I will form a panel of experts. And I thought, how am I going to do this? I'll jump on Women's Network Australia. That's the biggest it was at the time, the biggest networking group in Australia. So I jumped on their LinkedIn page, their group, and said, who wants to start a web TV show with me for parents? And a couple of people replied who knew me personally, and I thought, yep, I like and trust them. I'll put them on the panel in finance and health. Sambo Patrick's a well-known naturopath on the Gold Coast, and she's been in the media quite a lot, and she was a colleague of mine. And then I thought, well, I'll just interview a few people, and we formed a panel of 8 experts who did short videos. None of them, except for one, had actually done video before. So I said to them, that's okay. I haven't either. In fact, I'd never done a single video before I actually launched the show.
Wow.
Okay, that's the truth. I mean, I'd done a video at home. Like, I can remember the very first time I did a video and I was walking around the lounge room and I was avoiding the laptop like the plague. I cleaned the house from top to bottom, and then finally I'm like, just get in front of that camera. No one's going to see it. Just do it. And my heart was jumping out of my chest, just like beating so fast. I was in a lather of sweat and I went, this is ridiculous. No one's actually going to see this video. It can't be that hard. But I understand the struggles that people go through because I went through them as well. But anyway, I just put one foot in front of the other. I had no manual. I had no mentor to say, look, these are the steps you take to actually launch and produce a show. But I just gave it a go, and within 3 weeks, we're being viewed in 78 countries around the world. Now, that is the power of YouTube and social media. So that just blew me away. And we put out a show every Monday night at 7:30 for 2 years. We put out 450 videos. It really helped build my profile. You know, I wasn't intending at the very start, how can I build my profile and be an expert in my industry? But I realized very quickly how it really helped the panel's businesses grow. And so then I started a women's networking group for myself 2 years after, because I needed to get out of the house going stir crazy. So I started Empowered Mums, and then which I've been running for 6 years now on the Gold Coast. And then people started saying, look, can you teach me how to start a web TV show? I don't know how to. And I was like, yeah, I can, but and I used to just like teach people over Zoom, or it was Google Hangouts back then. And then I thought, no, now I've actually taken a few people through it. Anne Alexson, Australia's leading channel, was one of my very first clients. And I thought I need to put all this knowledge up here and in here onto paper and actually put a program together. So that's what I did. And that's how it all happened. And like I said, it's not for everyone, but it's an amazing tool. Video that's out there one video can change someone's life. But, you know, it's what I teach is a video you can do even when you feel like it, you know, and basically a web TV show is something that you do every week at the same time, the same day, and people expect you're going to turn up, and you turn up no matter what, which builds a loyal, trusted brand. So, yeah.
So you've gone along on quite a bit of a journey there, but what sort of challenges have you had on the way that might have felt like, I'm just going to throw in the towel?
Well, look, you know this, Leanne, yourself being in business, that, we have these visions and we have these ideas and we're creative and we want to, have an online business, but there's so many facets of a business and what it takes to run a business and what it takes to run a profitable business. So for me, I guess the challenge has always been being a one-man band. I mean, yes, we can get in consultants and business coaches or marketing coaches, sales coaches, all that sort of stuff, copywriters. Often we start a business to give us extra money. But what I find is for our business to keep growing and to stay up with, the trends and to educate ourselves, it costs a lot of money. So, at the end of the day, your success is not always defined by your dollars in the bank account, although some people would argue with me about that. I understand that. But at the end of the day, I know I've grown a massive community online and helped so many people, and that matters to me at the end of the day as well. So, there's been times where I think, oh God, it's all too hard. I'll just get a job. And then I'll just I've been there, done that. And there is nothing that gives you the satisfaction like just helping other people to create their dreams, and so that's what drives me every day, to get up and keep going.
Yeah. So I gather, like when you were first starting out, putting one foot in front of the other was due to necessity. Is it now? Do you have a bigger vision?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think I've always had a vision, but as you grow in confidence as a business owner, you dare to dream bigger, And so I guess my dream is, I hear so often people say, oh, my dream would be to be on Ellen or Oprah. And I'm like, well, what about if Ellen or Oprah were on your couch, on your show? And they're like, what? Remember Marie Forleo? She started off in front of her laptop on the lounge doing videos every week, Q&A Tuesday. And then she had Oprah on her couch, Tony Robbins, Richard Branson. So, yeah, she is one of my inspirations as well.
Yeah, she's pretty amazing, isn't she?
Yeah.
So what new possibilities have opened up for you? Like you've mentioned a few things as you've gone along, but what's actually the possibilities that have come along since you've been doing this?
Well, look, just recently I was speaking with a lady called Sydney O'Sullivan, and she teaches females to have a bestseller book. Now, I've been working very, trying to work more deeply about who is my ideal client that I want to work with, because, I mean, I teach this in my mentoring as well, but I was being probably not defining my ideal client. I was just saying to the universe, well, whoever wants a web TV show, they can come and approach me, which is basically how I've really done it. And I took, last year I took 18 people through my program, and they were from all different industries and walks of life and all that sort of stuff. But, I really love working with spiritual teachers and healers if I was to have an ideal client. Probably because I'm on that path myself to learning all about all that sort of stuff. So it really intrigues me, but they're beautiful people too, massive, massive change makers. And, I think their work's very important. So anyway, I was talking to Sydney the other day, and we're talking about collaborating, and, her brand is Celebrity Experts, teaching people to have, a best-selling book and be a celebrity in that respect. And I said to her, Sid, you should have your own show. Like, if you're talking about a celebrity, not every celebrity, but a lot of celebrities have their own shows. And she's like, yeah, maybe, but I don't know how. And I'm like, okay, let's talk. Let's get your show up and running, and then let's run some events together, perhaps. And that's going to open me up to a whole new world of people who I guess are prepared to elevate themselves and invest in themselves in a really big way to go and be that leader in their industry, So she's got my target market, definitely. Not every author will want to have a show. I totally agree with that, but there will be some. So, yeah.
Yeah. So that sounds very exciting. So talking about that, what's the most exciting thing you're looking forward to in the future?
I would actually love to look. Everybody wants to have their story told. They want to have a voice. They want to be heard. They want to be not just seen, but heard, acknowledged. And so for me, my program, one of my programs I teach people in my mastermind program is called Be Visible. So it's all about helping them not just get in front of the camera, but crafting their story and their message and the one thing that they want to be known for. So, we're often too broad in what we tell people. We're a life coach, we're a business coach, we can help so many people do blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So I actually want to, my big passion, I think, is probably to take the people that I've worked with in the video challenge and creating the web TV show and their online programs onto the world stage, and I remember the very first time I was invited to speak in front of 100 women at an event here on the Tweed Coast, and I was really honoured that I was asked, because I didn't actually classify myself as a speaker, even though I was putting myself out there to help people with video marketing. And all the other ladies that were speaking at the event, it was called The Gifted, they were speakers and they'd been doing it for years. And so for me to get up and speak in front of 100 people did so much for my confidence. And I got feedback from people and emails and messages saying they're inspired by my story and thank you. And I was just like, wow. So I want to give people the opportunity, I guess, to have a platform. That's what I've always done, with my Empowered Mums groups. I've always given opportunities to women and men to step up and be a guest speaker, whether it's running webinars online for us or at our physical events. And I think I'd like to do like a national tour and then a world tour helping people be visible, really.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
Yeah.
All right, let's have a change in pace and do the speed round.
Okay.
All right, what's your favourite book?
My favorite book is The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle.
Yeah, one of my
Yeah.
favourites. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's a mentor figure that's helped you the most?
I would definitely have to say Pam Brosnan. She's a 12 times best-selling author, and everything I've learnt, I've basically learnt from her. And she's very professional and caring in everything she does.
Yeah, awesome. What daily ritual works best for you?
I have a mantra that I ask the universe: who can I serve and how? And
Yeah,
that's what gets me on track.
cool. Okay, favourite food?
Would have to be seafood. Yeah.
Yeah, nice. And you're living in a good area for that too.
Yes.
What about country or the city? Do you prefer the country or living in the city?
As long as there is a beach, so probably not the country.
Yeah.
Probably not the city either. The beach is what fuels my soul. Yeah.
Yeah, I must admit, I love it when I go back to visit your area because that's where I grew up. The beach is definitely my thing.
Yes.
Okay, do you have a biggest piece of advice to give to others to help them make change in their life?
Look, I'll probably just say change can be scary, but I would say listen to your heart and your intuition and be guided by that and trust yourself.
Yeah, good advice. All right, last question. If you had a time machine, what would you go back and do differently or tell your former self?
I would probably, I don't want to say I won't go back and change things because I accept the way I am, but because that's boring, but I'll probably say I'd go back and tell myself not to beat myself up so much, because we are our biggest critics and we hold ourselves back and tell ourselves we're not worthy or we're not good enough or different things like that. So, yeah, just to try and be our own cheerleader more. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big one, isn't it? Because quite often we beat up on ourselves so much during our life that to be our own cheerleader would be fantastic.
Yeah.
All right, well, thank you so much for your valuable time today, Melissa. Would you like to give us the best place to contact you and we'll end it there?
Okay, thanks, Leanne, for having me. They can contact me on Facebook. My business page is Melissa Groom, the Visibility Mentor.
Oh, love it. Well, thank you very much.
Thanks, Leanne. Thanks, everyone, for listening.
Igniters, Melissa believes in being our own cheerleader, and that video is the way to go. To contact Melissa, go to her Facebook page, Melissa Groom, the Visibility Mentor. To learn how to best communicate with people around you, go to my website, leanneblaney.com.